Hi Aries, welcome to your September 2025 reading. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I love each and every single one of you. These messages are for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If these messages resonate with you, it's all good. If they don't resonate with you, maybe next time, okay? So, for the Spirit, what messages do we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Messages for Aries. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, crossed by the Two of Cups. We have the Three of Cups in the foundation here. The Hierophant, Chariot in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse, Moon in reverse, Nine of Wands, Tower in reverse, and we have the Four of Wands. Okay, under the deck we have the Page of Swords. So someone can no longer lie to you, someone can no longer spy on you. This could have been maybe like one of your children. They've had this sick, weird obsession with you and your life and your relationships. This could be someone in your family that you no longer talk to, that you no longer deal with. Okay. All right, so Queen of Cups. So it has to do with the Two of Cups. It has to do something to do with relationships, something to do with your emotions, a partnership, someone that you wanted to be in a partnership with, someone that you may have had a partnership with, but that went sour, is what I'm hearing. That went sour. Okay. I feel it's because of a certain lifestyle or some type of conditioning that you or this other person has, and that's what caused the rift between the two of you. There's also people having their opinion, there are people like putting in their 2 cents, like there's people projecting on your relationship or your friendship or your partnership. People have been projecting. I feel like someone tried to like give you a particular like set of rules. So this is giving me like older energy, like, you know how when there are people that's set in their ways and they've been so conditioned to think or behave in a certain, it's like being so conditioned that you can't adjust to the new world, the new environment. Okay, so if this is a love situation, this is telling me that there's someone here that's been conditioned. I'm not sure if it's through some type of emotional abuse or manipulation that this person has experienced that's causing this blockage here for you too. But there's a situation that it's not coming together at this time. People are trying to separate themselves. People are trying to go their separate ways. A situation that was supposed to be in, okay, so you and this person may you all were supposed to come into union, because the end result here is the Four of Wands, and when the Four of Wands is union. But I can't ignore the Tower in reverse. Okay, the Tower in reverse here is telling me that, okay, the Tower is 15. 15? Is it 15? The Tower is 16. So the Devil is 15. It could be due to someone's bad habits, or someone's they're saying infidelity, loyalty. It could be that this person is either not loyal. You're seeing this person as not loyal. So it could be you that's seeing this person as maybe a liar, a manipulator, or something like that. You may be seeing them as someone who is very defensive, or you simply just had to put your defenses up because I feel like there was something that you missed about this person, something that went under the radar when it came to this person, when it came to you and this person being able to move forward. So this could simply be that there's a conversation that needs to be had. Okay, say for example, you're in a relationship with a person and you'll never discuss like delegating tasks. Okay, delegating tasks, as simple as that. Maybe there's something that's going on around you you don't really like, and you haven't spoken about it, but it feels like because of how you were conditioned, you do not want to cause conflict. Okay, and that's what's causing the issue here. So communication is key, and I don't see any swords on this table here. This could also be a good thing in a way, because with the chariot is 7, which takes us back to the 6, which is the Lovers. So I feel like for some of you, you don't want to rock the boat too much, because I feel like for some of you here, you were actually comparing this person to a previous situation or previous relationship that you had. This could even be a person judging another person, because they may have the same characteristics maybe as their mom, or and say for example, this you grew up, Aries, in a household where there was favoritism, or there was a situation where you were the black sheep or something like that. Being that you were casted, being that you felt like a cast out, okay, you have problems with rejection. Okay, so if you come into contact with a person who has the same characteristics as, if it's same-sex relationship, your mom, if it's a regular relationship, this person could have the same traits as your dad, or it could even be someone that has the same, like certain things that they do. It reminds you of this person whom you felt like you couldn't connect with on any level. And this is something that needed to be healed within you, but you've always been on the defense. You've always had your guard up. So every single time something happened that reminded you of this person, you pushed that person that you're supposed to be in this relationship with, this partnership with. You push them further and further away, just because they remind you so much of your previous, or your trauma, or a person who traumatized you, is what I'm getting here. But yeah, this is something you may be realizing about yourself, okay? And you realize that there may still be work that needs to be done in order for you to stand. I don't know why they're saying to stand in your power or to stand up for yourself. But some of you, this is just a deep-rooted fear. Okay, with 10 of Pentacles here. Yeah, this could be a deep-rooted fear that you never, excuse me, that you never addressed. Okay? You may have used like a coping mechanism in order for you to be able to get to where you are in life right now. There may have been a coping mechanism. So with the devil, it could have been like addictions and overworking, or being passive aggressive, not addressing the situation when it needs to be addressed and stuff like that. So there's a lot of coping here. Okay, a lot of coping here. In this new world, as you can see, everything is out in the open. Okay, it's I'm not saying that it's right, but a lot of things people were afraid to say, a lot of ways people were afraid to act, a lot of situations that need addressing were not addressed in the past, or it's like a lot of stuff was just like swept under the rug and stuff like that. In this new age here, you got to stand in your truth. You got to say what you mean and mean what you say. Okay? Not trying to be condescending, not trying to be demeaning, not trying to emasculate another person or break another person down. But when it comes to having balance in your life, if there's something that's been affecting you and you were always taught to don't rock the boat, don't make it weird, don't do this, don't do that, you're not living in your truth. You're not living in your truth. You know, this type of conditioning is what it was when it was the age of like, is it the age, or I would say when patriarchy was at its all-time high. Okay, at this point, well, in this new world, in this new era, what was done in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, even up to the 60s, don't hold much weight in this, you know, in this day and age anymore. Of course, there was more integrity back in those days. There was more self-respect back in those days. Or people were really good at hiding things back in those days. But now, everything is out in the open. Okay? It's more accessible. And the ages that are having access are becoming younger and younger and younger. Okay, this is not something new. This is not rocket science. This is not something that you don't see, especially if you're, I would say, mid-70s, 80s, even 90s. You know, everything is totally different now. So if there is something that you need to say, something that you need to address, it's okay to be vulnerable. Nobody's gonna, well, people still might judge you for it, but if you notice, a lot of people really don't care. They don't care. Okay? So if you're addressing something that's concerning you or something that's causing you to be uncomfortable, then why would you even worry about making another person uncomfortable by addressing it? I mean, it's all about healing at this time. It's all about releasing in order for you to be more receptive, okay? In order for you to be more open. With the moon in the reverse here, the moon in the reverse is telling me that with the 9 of Wands, you're always guarded. You're always guarded. Like, you're not allowing yourself to rest. And a lot of times, well, a lot of people know this, but anytime you have stored trauma well into your old age, it causes a lot of health issues, okay? So if you were brokenhearted as a child, given the example that I gave you before, you going well into old age with a broken heart, you may develop like heart issues, heart conditions. We've heard people pass away. Okay, say for example, a immediate family, a person's spouse, someone that they loved unconditionally passes away. You usually hear like they themselves pass away immediately after, and that's them not being able to process the loss. Like the heart is so broken that they're unable to process the loss. So, you know, it just leads them to the same fate. Okay, so I said all of that to say, try to feel your emotions. Maybe growing up, you always, people, you were conditioned to always be hard and always be tough and always be stubborn, because we know Aries is stubborn. You know, the head, the horns, the horns of the ram, the head. And you know, in this reading, the information, what I'm getting here is that you become so guarded that you forgot to live out of your heart space. It's okay to have emotions. We're all human. And, you know, part of the human makeup is to feel. Okay? It's okay for you to feel. All right? I don't know why I went on so long about this here. But anyway, let's see. Let's clarify. Let's clarify. Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries? Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries, Holy Spirit. Messages for Aries. So we have the 8 of Swords being stuck in your head. The 9 of Cups crossing that. So this is something ego-based, something you were lied to about. Okay, someone may have tried to manipulate you or condition you in a certain way where, like I said, you always had to have your guard up. Okay, this was some type of manipulative tactic. Okay, it could also be like, for some of you, you may have been conditioned by some type of a group, a religion, an organization. You know, it could even be being conditioned by friends and stuff like that, but you're cutting through that illusion. You know that you're able to move forward. You're able to move forward here. Okay, this would also be you looking back on a situation where someone may have blamed you. So if it was a relationship that you were in, you were always the one being blamed for everything going wrong in the relationship, but you're actually getting clarity that You know, you did the best that you could. You gave all that you had, okay? And now it's time for you to regain balance and structure in your life, okay? And this is the truth. Whatever it is that was affecting your emotions, that was having you closed off, this is now falling away. For some of you here, you may have felt like your intuition was blocked, or these people, place, thing, they had your intuition blocked off, okay? You will not see in the forest for the trees, but you're moving away from that. For a lot of you, I feel like it's because you never stopped fighting, okay? You never stopped fighting. So this is giving me perseverance. This is giving me coming up against all odds. This is you challenging. I wouldn't say challenging authority. It could be challenging authority, but this is definitely you getting clarity when it comes to what the actions that you need to take, and taking accountability for your part in the situation, forgiving yourself, okay? Forgiving yourself. I'm getting a lot of childhood trauma. I'm getting some type of childhood trauma that's being resolved. You may have been looking for answers, maybe trying to find out exactly what this trauma was. Maybe it was something that happened so long ago that you buried it in the back of your mind. And I feel like it's finally revealed to you, okay? And now you can balance. This could simply be a person who was very cruel when it came to words and stuff like that, okay? But this person always had the intention of dimming your light, okay? That was the intention the whole time, was to dim your light. Okay, Holy Spirit, what other messages do we have for Aries here? Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You are the wounded warrior, okay? So, they may have made you feel like everything you did was wrong. Like everything you did, it was never enough. Like everything you did, and maybe that's why at a certain time in your life you became like a people pleaser, because everything you did, wherever you were conditioned, everything you did was never enough. So you go out into the world trying to please everybody, okay? And the Tower in the reverse is telling me, the Tower in the reverse with the Six of Swords is telling me that, yeah, it's time for you to move on, sail on to calmer waters. Maybe your connection with the divine has grown so strong that even if this person had some type of influence over you, they no longer have that type of influence over you. Or if they did have some type of influence over you, that has been, it's dwindling. Okay, it's dwindling. Something to do with your memory, something that kept you. Oh, okay. So for some of you here, this is you realizing your self-worth. For some of you here, you were not seeing that your energy was actually fueling this person, okay? Your energy was fueling this person. Now they feel left out. They wanted you to feel left out so bad, okay? They wanted you to feel like a failure, a castaway so bad. But now that energy is on them and they don't like it. They don't like it. So they may be going around, maybe trying to convince the very same people that they convinced to betray you in the past to come up against you. They're coming up with some type of idea, okay, in order for you to recommit to them, okay? They may have attached themselves to your energy or attached themselves to you, but they're going to live and learn that, okay, what belongs to you will always be yours. And they may experience some type of I'm hearing bad luck. They may experience some type of bad luck by you detaching, you detaching yourself, protecting your energy, or even by you opening your heart, connecting with your emotions, being in a receiving energy, okay? Because they wanted you to be in an energy of lack, okay? But at this time you're in an energy of self-love, and I'm hearing preservation, okay? Self-healing. This could also be a person that was codependent on you as well, codependent on your energy. Holy Spirit, what other messages do we have here? Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, September 2025. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, September 2025. We have hidden deceit. Deceit can be hidden in trust. Uncover it to protect your integrity. You know, sometimes we trust the wrong people, maybe because they're familiar to us, maybe because they're all we know, but people can use your emotions against you. Veiled emotions. Emotions can be veiled in stoicism. Recognize them to understand others better, okay? Use your emotions against you. Deceptive appearances. Appearances can be deceiving. Look beyond the surface to find the truth. Secret pain. Pain is often secret. Offer compassion to those who suffer. Hidden jealousy. Jealousy can hide in plain sight. Recognize it to prevent harm to relationships. Oh. And finally, we have shadow whisper. Subtle whispers of secrets surround you. Listen closely to uncover hidden motives and truths. Okay? I feel like all of these things you have uncovered, you have unveiled, you have discovered. These things have been brought to your attention, and that's why you didn't get fooled, okay? And this person is in sorrow. Sorrows are often kept secret. Acknowledge them to heal. Maybe you were always in a sorrowful, pitiful energy, and you know, usually when you go through years of conditioning, it's hard to break away. And when you break away from that, you have to relearn your entire life. You have to relearn. Some get lost in that energy, and then once they come out of that energy, they have to relearn everything about themselves, everything about what they like, what they dislike. Okay, so it's a never-ending process, never-ending healing. We just get better and better at life, you know, understanding life and all the different ups and downs, all the different lessons and stuff. So it looks like you're on a good path now. Or in the month of September, you're gonna realize how much progress that you've made, and you're gonna be super satisfied. Okay, so this is all I have for you, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I love each and every single one of you, and I'll be back with more messages for you guys.